Okay, here we go. Right, we can start.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend. Well, welcome back, everybody, for this Sunday's lesson. And I'm really, really glad to see all of you. Okay, as this is my first lesson with all of you, allow me to introduce myself. Okay, my name is Kheng. Okay, if you find it difficult to pronounce my name or to remember my name, you can just call me King, okay, or call me teacher. Okay, whatever you call me, I will answer you. Okay, all right. So let's begin, and let me share my screen first. Okay, so as usual, we would like to start the lesson with a couple of songs, but I must confess to all of you, I am terrible at singing. I always sing out of tune. So I'm going to make a slight change. I'm going to sing the good afternoon to you to the tune of a very familiar song all of us will know, and that's Happy Birthday. All right, so that will make sure that I won't go out of tune. If you can, please join me. All right. Okay, so good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, my dear friends. I'm glad to see you. Okay, for the second one, looking through the window, I wonder if you could help me. All right, if you can join me in the last segment when I say hello, how are you? Wait, let me just do the annotation. Okay, when I say hello, how are you? It will be nice if you can just answer me and say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, thank you. All right. So unmute yourself if you'd like to join me. Looking through the window, who do I see? I see children, children waving at me. Is anyone waving at me? If you can, do wave back at me. Hello, 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 how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm
I'm
fine.
fine. I'm fine.
Thank you.
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks for joining me. Okay. So let us start with, let me just make sure. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure whether there are some new joiners. So just for everybody's information, our English lesson focuses on listening, speaking, reading. All right. And when we are able to listen better, speak better, and read better, hopefully that will also help you to write better. Okay. So that's the focus of all our English lessons here. Okay. If you might recall, the last lesson, teacher Sarah's introduces this verb, action verbs, okay? The action verbs actually describe actions. So examples could be cook, write, read, play, jump, and so on. So today, I'm going to move from there to introduce tenses, okay? And specifically, I'm talking about present tense. Now, the tense of the verb will actually tell us the timing of the action. So you remember the verbs describe actions, but the tense of the verb will tell us a little bit more about the timing when that action takes place. So for today, we're going to just focus on the present tense, and specifically, we will look at, we will look at the simple present tense, the present continuous tense, and the present perfect tense. Now, I know this sounds like a mouthful. Oh dear, what's all this? All right, don't worry. I will be explaining them. All right, sometimes it's not important to really remember all these long words. So long as we know what it means. Okay, and then after that, we will continue with a segment on comprehension, all right, understanding what we read. Okay, so let's look at tense, all right, and specifically present tense. Now, the present tense of a verb describes current activities. In other words, events or actions that are happening now, all right, it is something that is in the present, not something in the past, all right, not history and not the future, but present now, okay? And the first one that I like to introduce is the simple present tense, okay? Now, what is this simple present tense? Simple present tense is usually used, all right, to describe actions that happens very often, that happens regularly, for example, every day, every month, all right, every week. Okay, so if I use a couple of examples, I might, things that happen repeatedly. Rajesh often visits his family, let's say in England, all right? So he visits them and regularly, and he continues to do so, all right? I receive a bank statement from my bank every month, all right? Or Ashok drinks water before he goes to bed. So it is a habit, all right? A habit that continues now. Something that happens every day. Mohan goes to his office every day. Or if I were to use an example for ourselves now, all right, you may say something like, I attend an English lesson every Sunday. All right, so the verbs here, all right, the tense that is used is a simple present tense. Now, there are some simple rules that can help us along, okay? And the rule is this, all right? If the subject, all right, is singular, do you remember what is the meaning of singular? It means one, all right? If the subject is just one, all right, usually without an S, okay, then the verb will have an S, all right? If the subject is plural, okay, that means many, okay, usually it means the subject has an S, the verb will be without an S. So in other words, it's the opposite. If the subject has no S, the verb has an S. If the subject has an S, the verb no S. So an example is given here. That boy feeds his cat twice a day. So that boy is one boy, right? So the verb feed will now have an S. All right. In simple present tense, it will have an S. If it's a plural case, for example, my brothers feed their cats twice a day. All right. So it's not just one brother. All right. Perhaps I have two brothers, maybe three brothers, and they feed their cats twice a day. So you notice the word feed, the verb has no S here. Okay. So far, are you all right? Okay. If you have a question, you can always stop me. Yeah? Okay. Now this rules are very, very helpful. However, all right, you have to take note that sometimes not all plural form of the nouns has an S. Say, for example, children. We say one child, but many children. Okay, so children, this subject is plural, all right, it's many, but it doesn't have an S. But because it is plural, the verb that follows it will, plural, if you look at here, the plural, if the subject is plural, the verb will be without an S, no S, all right? Okay, another point to note, okay? If the subject, all right, is a first or second person singular pronoun. What's all this, all right? First, second person singular pronoun. Well, simply put, if the subject is I or you. I is first person, you is second person. Okay. If the subject is I or you, it's always, the verb that follows is always without an S. So we can take a look at a few examples here. So I, okay, I is singular, but then I is special, all right? The verb that follows after I is without an S. So I watch TV programs in the evenings. Okay. She loves to have breakfast at home. She, one person, all right, one girl. She loves, because it's singular, all right, the verb will have an S, loves. My father, so one person reads the newspaper in the morning with an S. The students come to school at 8 o'clock. Students, so that means plural, right? Many. And therefore the verb is without an S, all right? The students come to school. My mother prepares the meal at 6 o'clock, all right? My mother, one person, all right? And she prepares with an S. Okay, so plural subject, no S, singular subject with an S, all right, for the verb. Okay, so now I would like to get all of us to try this out, all right? You can shout out the answer. We're going to use simple present tense. So my friend, okay, the word, all right, the verb is given in the bracket, okay? My friend blank me, all right. What do you think? You can shout out. Come again. Help. Okay, should be helps. Helps. Because my friend is one friend. All right. Singular. So the verb will have an S. Okay, let's try the second one. I blank late on Saturday. Sleep. Very good. Sleep. All right. I sleep. Even though I is one person, but it's special. All right. I sleep. No S. He blank to beach every weekend.
He goes.
Goes. Very good. He goes. Because he is one person. All right. So the verb will have S. Okay. Try the next one. They blank to college daily.
Go.
Ah,
to
go.
college.
Yes, they go to college daily. No S. Why? Because they is plural. All right, it's many. All right. Kids do not blank the Maxons. Like, yes, kids do not like the Maxons. All right, let's try one more. Do you blank some help?
Need.
Do you need,
Need.
right? Do you need some help? Excellent. Okay, so let's take this one step further and see the next exercise. Okay, but this time it's a little bit more challenging because the verb is actually not given. All right. So you have to decide whether you use with S or without S, and what is that verb that you think would be suitable for that sentence, okay? So take, for example, Ahmad blank tea in the morning. What do you think would be a suitable verb? Tea. Huh? Tea.
Drinks.
Drinks. Very good. Drinks. Tea in the morning. All right. Ahmad is one boy. All right. So drinks with an S. My sister blank tennis.
Plays.
My sister
Plays.
plays. Yes, my sister plays tennis. All right. Because sister is one person. Okay. Remember the rule. Huh? Next, they blank in the pool every Saturday.
Swim. Go.
In the pool. What do people do in the play? Somebody mentioned it just now.
Swim.
Swim. Okay, great. They swim in the pool every Saturday. Of course, you can also have a different verb, like they play in the pool every Saturday is also a very good answer. All right. No S, because they means it's plural. All right. Many people. My cat blank fish.
Eats.
Eats. Yes. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Next. We blank in London.
We visit.
Sorry?
We
We-
visit.
We live, all right, we live in London. Okay, very good. Okay, so no S because we is plural. Farid and Arif blank mathematics.
Learns.
Learn, okay, I heard learns. Should it be learns or learn? With S
Learn.
or no S?
Learns.
With S?
Learn.
No S.
Learns.
Okay, Farid and Arif, that means two people, right? Okay, these two people love or like mathematics. Okay, no S. Remember, plural, no S. All right, singular, then you add an S. Okay, my father. Okay, maybe this will be a clue. My father, this picture, my father blanked the car. Yes?
The car.
Cleaning. Clean. Okay, and then my father is one man.
Clean the car.
Cleans
Clean.
or washes. Yes, cleans the car. Yeah, that's fine. Washes the car. Okay, so with S because my father is one person. Okay, I is always special, right? I blank my homework on Sunday. Very good. I do. Yes, I do my homework on Sunday. All right. She blank her aunt and uncle.
Visits.
Huh? Sorry?
Visits.
I
Visits.
Oh, visits. Okay, very good. Visits. Okay, I like that answer. All right. Visits is a very good answer. She visits her aunt and uncle. All right. Or she loves her aunt and uncle. All right. One person with S. He, what movie on TV?
He watches.
He watches. Right. He watches movie on TV. Very good. Okay. All right. So what we have just talked about is the simple present tense. So I'm going to move to one other present tense, and that's called the present continuous tense. All right. The difference here is that in present continuous tense, the action is actually happening right now as we speak. All right. It is happening right now. Okay. Sometimes we can also use present continuous tense when actions are temporary. For example, they are staying in London for a few days. Okay, not for long, just temporary. Okay, not permanently. In other words, just for a short time. Okay, or sometimes we also can use the present continuous tense to describe definite future plans, like, well, I'm going hiking tomorrow. All right, it's sure. I'm sure to go hiking tomorrow. I can say I am going. Now, how do we form a present continuous tense? All right, it has actually two words. It is made up of a verb to be. All right, a verb to be. All right. A verb to be will be words like am, is, are. All right. Which one to use depends on the subject. If it's I, then it will be I am. All right. But if it is he, she, it, or any other subjects that is singular, just one person, we say is. All right. If it's you, we, they, all right, or plural subjects, any plural subjects, okay, then we will use are. So it uses a verb to be plus, all right, the verb ending with ing. So, an example, I am drawing a picture. All right, I am drawing. I add ing to the verb draw. Or he is sleeping. All right, he is sleeping. All right, you are watching a film, or we are watching a film. Okay, these words here, or sometimes when you read, you may come across this. All right, I apostrophe M. All right, he apostrophe S, you apostrophe RE. These are just short forms. All right, a short form of saying I am. So when I read, I don't say I am drawing a picture. I would say I'm drawing a picture. All right, I just shorten it. He's sleeping. All right, instead of he is sleeping. Or we are watching a film. All right, instead of saying we are watching a film. So it's just a short form. You can ignore this for the time being, I think. Just focus on the verb to be, am, is, or are, and then use the main verb and an ing. Okay, so you can look at it like a hamburger. All right, you can make a present continuous tense, a verb in present continuous tense, like a burger. All right, you add the am, is, or are on top, followed by the verb. All right, and then add ing at the bottom. Okay, so these are some examples. Maybe you can help me. Shall we read together?
We are playing the playground. He is watering a letter. Writing a letter to her elder brother. I am learning English in school. The is going to the market to buy some vegetables.
Very
We
good.
are watching a movie tonight.
Good.
They are going to the beach tomorrow.
Very good. Okay, so you see the words in red here. These verbs are in present continuous tense. And what it means is that if I say, oh, she is writing a letter to her elder brother, what we are saying is that right now, as we are talking, she is writing. All right, it happens right now. Okay, in cases like that, all right, we use the present continuous tense. Okay, all right, so in this simple exercise, you are going to choose, all right, first of all, whether to use am, is, or are. Okay, this is your verb to be, all right, which is part of the present continuous tense. Okay, so let's try it out together. I
am right.
Very good. I am eating rice. Well done. Okay.
He is riding bicycle.
He is riding a bicycle. So you notice, all right, you choose the verb to be, all right, and then you add an ing to the word ride. Okay, next one.
He is drying.
Very good. She is drying her hair. Okay. Next one, number 4.
It is eating some grass.
Yes,
Eating some grass.
it is eating some grass. Yep. Okay. Next one.
They are playing.
Very good. They are playing in the park. All right.
We are sleeping in the bed.
Okay, we are sleeping. All right. And number 7.
You are reading a book.
Very good. You are reading a book. Okay, so there we have it. All right, we choose the correct verb to be. All right, in the present continuous tense. All right, and then you add ing to the main verb. Okay, so here you will complete the sentence. All right, with a suitable present continuous tense. All right, using the verb, the main verb given in the brackets. Okay, so the first one, what do you think it should be? They
are playing.
good, good. I think I heard the answer. Yeah,
They are playing.
they are playing football. All right. Okay, next one.
He is singing. He is singing.
He is singing. Well done. All right. And number 3.
She is reading a book. Reading a book.
She is reading a book. Okay. Next.
Tom
Come again. Tom.
Tom is jumping.
Tom is jumping. Yeah. Okay. All right. And next.
My mom is making a cake for me.
My mom is making a cake for me. So in other words, right now, as you say this sentence, she is baking the cake in the kitchen for me. All right. The action is going on right now. Okay. Number 6, Martin.
Martin is playing the guitar.
Very good. Martin is playing the guitar. Number 7,
The chef is cooking.
the chef is cooking. All right. Yes. And the last one, they
Are riding
yeah, they are riding bikes in the garden. Okay, very good. So, as a summary, okay, we have covered these two present tense. One is a simple present tense, one is the present continuous tense. So the simple present tense usually used to describe habits or truths. Okay, habits could be, say for example, I always sing when I take my bath or something like that. Okay, I always sing. All right, it's a habitual thing or things that happen or actions that take place regularly. Okay, it can also be a truth. Now, what do I mean by a truth? A truth is something that doesn't change. It's bound to happen. A good example would be the sun rises in the east. All right, the sun will always rise in the east, rises in the east. All right. Never in the west, right? But the sun sets in the west. That is a truth. And for such things, we can use the simple present tense. The verb will be just one word. And these are very helpful hints. If you see words like always, usually, often, every day, every Friday, once a month, twice a month, words like that tell us that it happens regularly or repeatedly. So we use the simple present tense. Okay, the continuous tense, the present continuous tense, describes things that are happening right now. Okay, and it's formed by 2 words, the verb to be and the verb with an ing. Okay, so some helpful words that give us a hint is things like right now, at the moment. All right. Okay, so that describes, okay, the present simple present tense and the present continuous tense. I'm going to introduce one more present tense, all right, and that is the present perfect tense. Okay, the present perfect tense describes actions or events in the past, okay, but they affect the present. Let me give an example, all right. If right now, as we are talking, if Charlie, all right, is munching his sandwich, we can say Charlie is eating the sandwich. But if he has already finished, all right, you notice the plate is already empty. He's finished eating, all right. So we can now change it to a present perfect tense. And we say Charlie has eaten the sandwich. But it also shows, all right, when we use a present perfect tense, that this has, or this action, all right, this completed action has an impact or an effect at the present moment. For example, Charlie has eaten the sandwich. He is too full to have his dinner. All right. Let's take a look. All right. how do we form a present perfect tense? We use have or has and then add a past participle. No, okay. Again, big words, all right? But it's things that we are very familiar with. First of all, we decide has or have. So if your subject is I, you, we, they, all right, and any plural form, all right, of a subject, we say have. He, she, it, all right, or any singular subject, we use has. And then we add a past participle. So you may be asking me, how do I make a past participle, all right, from a verb? I'm just going to show you some examples, all right, common examples. So for example, the present tense of walk is walk, past tense is walked, the past participle is also walked, all right? Jump, jumped, jumped, the same. Do you notice that the past participle of these two examples, they are the same as their past tense, okay? But sometimes it's not like that. For example, see, all right, present tense, past tense, or I see something, but I saw a bird yesterday, all right? Or saw, see, saw. And the past participle is sin, all right? It ends with en. Or break, all right? I break the window, all right? I broke the window last week. I have broken the window. All right. The past participle is broken. So break, broke, broken. Sing, sang, sung. Swim, swam, swum. Okay. Go, went, gone. Totally different. All right. And yet sometimes the past participle is the same word as the present tense. Come, came, come. Run, ran, run. You notice that this past participle here is actually the same as the present tense. Yeah. And I give one more example. Read, read, read. You notice that the spelling of the word is the same. It's like the same word, okay, but it is pronounced differently. In the present tense, we say read. I read a book, all right? I read a book, all right? And the past participle is also read. Now, I think some of us may be wondering, oh dear, how am I going to remember? Okay, because the past participle can look like the past tense, or it may take the same word as the present tense. Sometimes it's completely different. Now, how am I going to know? Okay, actually, the secret is the more you read, all right, the more you come across the word, you will get to learn it. So the more you read, the more you practice, all right, it will just come naturally. So don't worry about it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you the same 10 words, all right, with the past participle given here. And you help me, all right, to complete these sentences using a simple present perfect tense. Okay, so has or have, you have to decide, okay, and then add a past participle. All right, so the verb is given here. All right, so let's take a look. All right, number one, Sam
has gone. Sam has gone.
Sam has gone to the playground. Very good. All right. So go, the past participle is gone. All right. Val, number two, Val.
Has
Val has walked a long way. All right. Okay. So Val, one person, so it's has, and the past participle of walk is walked. Okay. Let's try number three. We
have We have swum in the sea many times.
Very good. We have swum in the sea many times. All right. Swim, swam, swum. Number 4. You
have come to the most beautiful city.
Yeah, you have come to the most beautiful city. All right. Okay, you are going to enjoy it. You have come to the most beautiful city. So the past participle here is the same as the present tense. Okay. All right. Number 5. Very good. I have read this book from cover to cover. All right. In other words, from the beginning to the end. Okay. And number 6, Lakshmi.
Lakshmi has broken the cup. Has broken.
Very good. Lakshmi has broken the cup. Okay. Yeah. I remember when I was a little girl, just like your age, we often have we are wondering how am I going to learn all this, present tense, past participle. We actually make a game out of it. So we test each other. So say, for example, today I learned this 10 words, all right? And we will play a game with our friends, all right? We will say, okay, the present tense is go, all right? And then my friend will have to give me the correct answer for past tense and past participle, all right? So you can make the learning fun, all right? And at the same time, we get to learn. Okay, so, okay, one more before we move on to something else. All right, so this time, okay, I'm not going to show you the past participle, what it looks like. Can you tell me what's the answer? Mac and Steve
have been.
Can you read the whole sentence for me? Mac and Steve?
Mac and Steve have been to Japan once.
Very good. Mac and Steve have been to Japan once. Okay. I
have seen a very exciting. It's very exciting.
Okay, I have seen a volcano. It's very exciting. A volcano, I'm not sure whether you have seen one. In some countries, they have volcanoes. It's like a mountain. And sometimes it erupts, and you have fire, and ashes thrown out from the mountain top, from the crater. That is a volcano. All right. All right. Next one. My mom
has traveled a lot during her life.
Okay, my mom has traveled a lot during her life. Okay, so has traveled. We
have played. We have played different sports at school.
We have played different sports at school. Very good. Now, the rest, okay, feel free to chip in. All right. Just if that again, if we get it wrong, it's okay. We learn together. All right. John
has studied for the math. John has studied for the maths test.
Yeah, all right. John has studied for the maths test. All right. So study, the past participle is studied. IED. Yeah? Change the Y to IED. The last one, you
have dirtied your new jacket.
You have dirtied your new jacket. All right. Same thing. The Y is changed to IED. All right. Okay. So there we have it. All right. So we have this afternoon talked about present tense, specifically the simple present tense, the present continuous tense, and also the present perfect tense. So now we move on to the next segment on comprehension. Okay. Comprehension is really about reading, all right, and understanding what we have read. Okay, so today the focus is on predicting outcomes. So when we read, all right, we always want to know what will happen next, all right, in a story. All right, and how can we predict what will happen next? Okay, we look for clues, all right, picture clues if there are pictures, or word clues, and then think about what you already know. Okay, so take for example, if we look at this two pictures here, okay, let's look at this picture here. Okay, we see probably a family, all right, the father, mother, and the two children. Okay, what do you see them wearing? Do you know what is this called? The same, right? This is a life jacket, a life jacket. And you notice from the picture, all right, behind them, what do you see? What is this?
River.
Maybe it's a river, yeah. Perhaps it's a river. Maybe it's the sea. Okay, so it's water. Okay, so based on this picture clue, all right, and what we know about life jacket, what do you think? Do you think they are going to ride in a boat or they're going to get in a car?
They ride in a boat.
Ride in a boat, right? That's why they are putting on a life jacket.
Ride in the boat.
In the boat, yes, because in case they fall into the water, all right, they will be able to float, all right, and so this is predicting, all right. We may not be told, but we can predict that it makes sense for them to ride in a boat rather than to get in a car. So the next two pictures, okay, we see a few people in a boat, all right, and then after that we saw a fish jumping out, all right, of the water. So what do you think? Underline the sentence.
The fish will splash sail.
Sorry, the
fish will splash sail.
Yes, the fish will splash, all right, water at Sally, all right, will splash Sally. Okay, yep. So that's what we mean, all right? So here, to tell what will happen next in a story, ask, what do I already know? And then you put the clues together, all right, to help you. All right, so we're going to read this simple story and think about what will happen next. Okay, this story, all right, short story, The Whale Watch. Bob and Mom are on a big boat. They want to see a whale. Look, says the boat captain. Bob and Mom see a spray of water. Okay, circle the answer. What do you think the spray of water means?
A whale is under the water.
Very good. All right. A whale is under the water. Yep. What do you think will happen next?
They will see a whale.
Yeah, they will see a whale, right? Oops, sorry. And oops, sorry. Let me go backwards. Huh? All right. And the third one. What will Bob say when he gets home? I saw a whale, right? Okay. After all, they were there to see a whale. Oh, sorry. I jumped. Oh, I keep jumping. Sorry. Okay. Somehow I jumped the picture. Okay. Let's go back to this. All right. What do you think the spray of water means? We just now say a whale is under the water. All right. What do you think that will happen next? They will see a whale. How will Bob and Mom feel when they see the whale?
Happy.
Happy. All right. Sorry, the answer is already given there. Yeah, it's my mistake. Yes. But it's logical, right? It's logical that they will feel happy. Yeah, because they came here to watch out for whales. Yeah. Okay. So this one, all right. The whales are so close, said Bob. So it's a continuation of the story, actually. The whales are so close, said Bob. Wear these raincoats, the captain said. Why? Asked Bob's mother. You will see, laughed the captain. All right. So why do you think the captain gives Mom and Bob the raincoats?
She wants them to stay dry. To stay dry.
To stay dry? Yeah. Okay. So give them raincoats to keep them dry. All right. Not to stay warm or to stay alert. Okay. What do you think will happen when the whale leaps out of the water?
Water will splash on Bob and Mom. Water will splash on Bob and Mom.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Water will splash on Bob and Mom. All right. What will Bob say when he gets home? Okay. I saw a whale. Okay. And they are definitely very excited and very happy about it. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at some related words and connect them together. Leader, chief,
Captain.
captain. All right. Very good. When, where,
Why?
Yes, because these are all questions, right? Fish, shark, hmm? Whale.
Whale.
Okay. The similarity is that they all live in water. Huh? Okay. Hats, boots, and raincoats. Okay. Something that we put on. Okay. So, well, the passage that we read earlier on is about whale watching. And we usually also like during the lesson time to take a moment to learn a little bit of knowledge, all right? So today we will talk a little bit about whales. We'll get to know a little bit more about this gigantic animal. And at the same time, we will also learn a few new words, okay? So let's take a look at, all right, whales. All right? Whales are mammals who live in the ocean. The blue whale is the biggest animal on Earth at almost 100 feet long. Wow. Okay. Do you all know what is a mammal? They say whales are mammals. Do you know what are mammals? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay. Can someone describe to me what is a mammal? Or give me an example of mammal?
They drink milk.
Oh, they drink milk. Okay, okay, all right. That sounds interesting. Yeah, that's one of the features of mammals. Mammals is a category or a group of animals, one type of animals. Okay, and their feature is that they give birth to the young provided by the mother. Okay, so whales are mammals, and how about human beings? Do you think we are mammals? Human beings like us? Yes, we are. All right. So we belong to the same group of animals. Okay. Now, in case you're wondering, it says that they are very big and almost 100 feet long. If you're wondering how long is 100 feet, it's roughly about 7 cars put together. 7 cars, all right, put one after another, or 3 buses, all right, put together, that's roughly 100 feet. Most whales are carnivores. They eat fish, sea creatures like seals, squid, krill, and even other whales. Wow, whales eating whales. Can you imagine that? Okay, the word here, carnivores, all right? Carnivores, anybody has come across this term? What is a carnivore? Yeah. Yes. They eat meats, they eat animals. All right. Yes. So whales are carnivores and sometimes they even eat other whales. All right. Some whales have teeth to help them eat, but some have baleen to help them catch their dinner. Now, let me fast forward and show you a picture of baleen. All right. Let me go. This is baleen. Okay, what does it look like? Does it look like something that you use every day? Does it look familiar?
Room.
broom. Okay, yes, it does look a little bit like
Toothbrush.
it looks like a toothbrush. Yeah, yes. All right. It looks like a comb, isn't it? All right. And these whales, some of them have this baleen. So when the water, because they live in the ocean, right? So the water washes some little creatures, all right, sea creatures, and they will be trapped behind this baleen. And so the whales can eat them, all right? But not all whales have baleen, all right? Some have teeth, just like this, all right? These are teeth, these are baleen. Okay, so let me move back. Okay, so there we have it, all right? Whales breathe air through their blowholes. They can live a long time, even up to 90 years old. Whales don't sleep like people, but they take quick naps. All right. There are 75 different kinds of whales. Okay, so they breathe through blowholes. They don't have noses like we have. Okay, and there are many, many types of whales. These are just some examples. I'll just pick a few. Blue whale. We learned something about blue whale just now. What is it that we learned about blue whale? What did we say?
The biggest whale in the biggest animal in the world.
Yes, yes, it is the biggest animal, all right, and almost 100 feet long, isn't it? Okay, it's called the blue whale because underwater the skin looks a bit of grayish blue, all right. Orca whale, earlier on we say that some whales will even eat other whales. Yeah, that's the orca whale. The orca whale eats other whales. Can you imagine that? Okay. So it's a case of a bigger whale eating a smaller whale. And it's interesting to note that orca whale has another name. It is also called the killer whale. All right. I personally love this one here, the beluga whale. All right. It is white in color. It has a very cute head. It's round. All right. It's like a bob, you know, and I like it because it is the most friendly of the whales. All right. It's a very friendly animal. Okay, maybe one more before we move on, and that is called the Nawa whale. It's very easy to recognize the Nawa whale because you look at this, it has a very long husk. Okay, most people would think that, oh, the Nawa whale must be using this tusk to fight with the enemies. No, it's not. This long tusk is actually their sensor. You know, it's to help them to sense changes in the water temperature. It's very sensitive. They can also sense whether their enemies are nearby. All right, so very interesting. So if you are interested in whales, I encourage you to read up on your own, and you will find many, many interesting facts about whales. Okay, so this is a picture I've shown you earlier on. And right now, okay, we are going to practice a little bit of reading. Okay, we will have, instead of everybody reading together, all right, which is very difficult to hear one another, we are going to invite a few of you to read. So we can have one student to one of you to read the first paragraph, another person to read the second these two paragraphs, and then one more to read here. Can I have a volunteer for the first paragraph?
Danidu. Yes, teacher. Udit.
Okay. Let me see if I can. I must try to learn your names. Let me see. Duliti, are you here? Duliti? Are you here, Duliti? Oops. No? Okay. Let me try. Wooditya?
Yes,
Wooditya?
teacher.
Would you, okay, afterwards you will read the first box, okay? All right, let's have another volunteer. Who else would like to read?
Danidu.
Danidu? Okay, yes, you do the second box. All right. And can I have one more volunteer? How about Shalani? Shalani, would you like to read the third one? Ken? Yeah? Okay, so let's start. The first one.
Whales live in the ocean. They can stay underwater for 30 to 9 minutes at a time. Whales cannot breathe underwater. They have a blow hole in the top of their head to breathe through when they come to the surface of the water.
Very good. Well done. Very clear diction. Yeah, good. Next to go.
Whales are the biggest animal, feet long and weighs over 150 tons. Whales eat krill, which is like shrimp, as well as fish and plants.
Okay, all right. Whales eat krill, which is like shrimp. Shrimp are like small little prawns, all right? Shrimp. All right. Yes, and Shalani? Would you like to read the third box? Sorry?
Omet.
Shalani, would you like to try? Did I pronounce her name correctly?
Yeah, correct. I think she's struggling to unmute her mic, so we can give chance to Omet, please.
Yeah, looks like Shalani has a bit of issue with the mic there. Okay, we'll have another person to take the place then. Who would like to go next?
Omet.
Omef. Okay, Omef.
They are good swimmers and move their tails up and down and use their flippers to turn. They travel together in groups called pods.
Pods. Very good. Well done. Very good. Okay, I think we have time to go through one more time if we have quick volunteers. Anybody would like to take the first box? Kathme, would you like to try? Kathme? Oops. Dinola? Are you there, Dinola?
Whales live in the ocean. They can stay underwater for 30 to 90 minutes at a time. Whales cannot breathe underwater. They have a blowhole
A
in
blowhole.
their head to breathe through when they come to the surface of the water.
Very good. Well done. Yeah. All right. Who else would like to help us? A quick one before we end the session for the day. How about Shashi? Is Shashi there? Tashani?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, good. All right. Would you like to read the second box?
Yes, ma'am. Whales are the biggest animal in the ocean. They are over 100 feet along and weight over the 150 tons. Whales eat krills, which is like shrimp, as well as fish and plants.
Well done. Very clear. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And the last one, can someone help us? Ruwani? Are you there, Ruwani? or anybody, just help us to finish
They
off this.
are good. They are good swimmers and move their tails up and down and use their flippers to turn. They travel together in groups called ponds.
Very good. All right. So yes, thank you very much for volunteering. Okay, so I think we have covered a lot of grounds, and time is more or less up. So I think we need to end today's lesson here. Let us end with our goodbye song. Can all of you just sing, and then we will see each other next week.
Our English class is over.
It's
Time to say goodbye.
Bye.
It's time to say
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you all again.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you all
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. All right. I'll see you again. All right.
Goodbye.
Let